guys, I'm Mike Manal from the Nerds of Color. How are you?
Hello, yeah, good. How are you?
Doing great, thanks. First off, thank you for your time. As two of the creators of some of the sharpest comedies ever in the history of television, I've just been I'm floored that I get the opportunity to talk to you guys about this
Oh,
amazing.
All right.
that's really
Thank you.
sweet.
I did want to ask, I think there's always been this age-old question about high art versus low art. I think that that's persisted for ages. And I think, as Sam has mentioned in today's press conference, sometimes people disregard superhero films as low art, but there have been amazing examples of amazing movies that have been made in this genre. And I think more than anything, that's what the franchise kind of talks about is what happens when you don't put love and attention and care into the types of movies, into the art that you're making. I think that it talks about that more than something just, it's not just an elitist, show about like poo-pooing superhero movies or the genre or anything like that.
Right.
Do you guys worry though that people might take that message from this, that, it might persist elitism versus actual embracing of art and the love and attention and creativity that you put into it?
If you don't feel that, then that's a good sign, isn't it? And we were always very keen to show these people are really good at their job. They're just wondering whether what they're making is worth the effort they're putting into it, but hope that it will be, and we've both grown up on, I grew up with the comics and but on the movies as well. They're, when they come together and when they work, they're really great. And they are an entertainment. That's fundamentally something we mustn't lose sight of. It's not wrong to entertain people.
Absolutely. John, how about you? Any thoughts?
I don't think so. No, I feel like we I think we made this show really from a position of being in, as Arm says, from within fans of this culture. I think it would feel very different, and it could feel cynical, and it could have a different energy if you were setting out to attack these movies and you didn't have the love for them. But I think it comes across, and it certainly does for the characters, right, that they care about what they're doing. And yeah, as you say, they can transcend sometimes, right? And probably all of my favorite culture is what you would call low culture, I would say. Video games and music and pop music is, some people may say is low culture. It's like the best kind of, all my favorite music basically is pop music. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that, and low culture that can then transcend and be more meaningful. It's like there's nothing better, really.
Absolutely. And I think that echoes a really wonderful line that Daniel says: when this comes together really beautifully, there's nothing better in the world, than
Right. Yeah.
good. I wanted to say, as a fan of superhero movies and everything, I didn't find this cynical at all. I found it hilarious, and I found it completely echoing my sentiments about the industry today. You're not creating things because fans love them anymore. You're creating them to print money. And I think that other fans are definitely going to take from this. Do you hope, as people who are especially inside the industry, that the industry itself and the executives behind some of these movies might take this lesson from the franchise?
It's always interesting. The films in the genre that the fans love the most are the ones that are the most distinctive and have their own kind of tone, where the director and the writers have been able to just do their thing. So like, Thor Ragnarok or the first Iron Man or Captain America, The Winter Soldier, they're all great standalone films. And I think Marvel are seeing that now, and I want to go back to that rather than map out this 5 or 10 year plan where you are obliged to see 50 things before any of them make sense. So there's that, but it still is amazing that other outlets still see franchise as the way. So DC's done a whole reset, after Barbie, it's like, let's do toys now. Yeah, they're still they're still obsessed with this potential gold mine of a successful franchise. Not having seen the lesson that Marvel has learned, which is, keep it focused and, make people care about it.
Yeah, allow the director to tell such a wonderful story. That's why Barbie worked, was because Greta was allowed Greta, which I love.
Yeah, Barbie didn't work because it was about Barbie. It was the people who were directing it and writing it, and
Exactly.
the performances that, yeah.
Exactly. You guys left us off on an amazing cliffhanger, especially, you know, since Daniel is just the breakout character on the show that just you end up loving him by the end of this. Have you guys thought about season 2 already, and have you started writing or coming up with concepts already?
We haven't started writing. We're still finishing. Season 1 isn't yet finished, so we're mixing it, and I've got some bat VFX to look at immediately after this. It's amazing how it's sort of never ending. So yeah, we have vague ideas for season 2, but you know, if we get picked up, the room will start again, and we'll meet with our collaborators and talk it over. There's a lot of big ideas and big themes, and you know, we'll keep monitoring the real franchises and see where they go. But yeah, there's no shortage of they are kind of like real life soap operas. So we'll see if we get to go again, and if we do, then we'll revisit Daniel and figure out. I've got some thoughts on what he's about to say next, but nothing that I'd want to share just yet.
Of course. You've made some really standout, wonderful, memorable characters. Honestly, I can't deny the fact that I want to see the final cut of Tecto. Is that when you guys take all of the scenes that you filmed for this and you string them together, do you think there's enough there for an actual movie that we might be able to see?
Be good, huh?
I think making a superhero is not that straightforward. So what you're asking for is a franchise, really, where we have the show, but also the film that the show is about, and then the interviews. At least you get to see the interviews of the people in the show and the films,
which I loved. I loved.
Yeah, we do. We have like a 30-page or 30-page story document about Tecto, Eye of the Storm. And it's pretty forensic. We spent a lot of time in the room. We had some good, fun days in the room talking about it and what the sort of set pieces were, and what those films have a kind of it's often story bit, funny bit, fighty bit. You know, there's an orb, everyone's trying to get a power source. We've mapped it out with all of those tropes, and we have it pretty forensically mapped out. So maybe one day you'll get your dream. We can go shoot it.
Where is the gurgler says fight over a glowy thing? I've done this 3 times already.
Yeah.
But what you also did was all the titles of all the other films in the franchise.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, maybe one day as a DVD extra. That's what I'd love to see. I wanted to just wrap up by saying, you know, this is a smart look at the industry, at franchises, that I think people are going to definitely take away a lot from this. And smart art, as you guys have put together in the franchise, can definitely change the industry. So I definitely hope this show helps change the industry as well, because it really is very brilliant. So thank you guys so much. And hope to see season 2.
Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you. Thanks for your time.
Lectures, fanboys, professional artists, and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The